Good morning, Seawolves. I'm Matt Tisdale, and welcome to the latest edition of Newsbreak. Our first story concerns Stony Brook University's new parking policy for next fall semester. Members of the Stony Brook community continue to protest the new controversial parking policies. On Wednesday, March 29th, Stony Brook will have the second on-campus protest from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. The university sent out an email announcing a new paid parking model that may cost students, faculty, and staff up to $50 monthly as of fall 2023. The United University Professions, along with 7 other unions and students, have organized the protest to take place at the Fine Arts Loop between Wang Center and the Administration Building. Now with us is Kendra Violet, Executive Director for Mobility and Parking Services. Thank you for joining our show.
Happy to be here.
As you heard in the previous story, is it true that Stony Brook workers and students may have to pay up to $50 a month for parking?
So right now, our plan that we've put out is a proposed plan. So I want to make that clear that this is not something that is a definite plan for fall of 2023, because there are a lot of steps that we have to take before we get to that point, including union negotiations. So rates that we've put out there are not finalized. We've made proposals on rates, but that is all subject to union negotiation. So we did do a tiered model in hopes that we could spread out the cost of operations and give people an opportunity to buy parking at the lowest possible rate.
Okay. Like kind of adding on to that, since we're only a few months away from the proposition taking place, are there any estimates on the 5 parking tiers, like price-wise?
So yeah, I mean, I will say that the tiers, the proposal that we've put out there ranges from what we would say from a monthly basis. Now students would pay by semester is what we've proposed, but it's from $10 per month up to $50 per month.
Okay, so
depending
not
on where
passing.
you park, not past that now.
Just like, why is there no free tier for the parking?
In order for us to keep the rates as low as possible, then we did need to charge, because what people would normally think of as the free parking would probably be lot 40, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but lot 40 is 2,500 spaces, so that is a massive amount of parking. So if we did not charge for that, that means we have to increase rates for the other permits. So in order to keep it low as possible, that's why we went with not a free option.
Okay, yeah. Because currently students living in residential dorms, they don't have to pay for parking. So,
Correct.
And the proposed parking, the proposition is going to require that every individual pays for parking. So I assume it's going to be parking, paid parking at the residential zones, South P, and everything else.
Yes, so the proposal is that everyone that wants to park on campus would pay for parking. So that could be either through a permit or it could be daily parking. And then with our new technology, the one thing that we're looking at is how can we, with a more flexible workplace, because remote work and other things that play into it, can we offer daily rates that aren't necessarily our meter rate or our garage rate for faculty, staff, and students? So there's a lot of different things that we're looking at for that. But yes, everyone, we're proposing everyone pays, whether it's daily or for a permit.
Those daily rates, how much would they roughly be?
That we don't know yet. So that the daily rates really is dependent on what the monthly rates end up being. So that those things go hand in hand together. So you can't do one without the other.
Yeah. And just like a sideball, what benefit do ideas in the proposition, like right now the enforcement hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then it's getting increased to 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. What is the idea for that, and what's the benefit for students?
Yeah, so the reason that we propose that it actually expand is because right now there's a lot of confusion around enforcement hours. So we end up with individuals getting tickets, students, mostly students, in the metered lots because they think it ends at 4 p.m. Just like every other lot. So to decrease confusion, we were talking about expanding the enforcement hours. Now, there's different ways of doing that, so it's not necessarily that you have to have a permit for that zone, we could talk about, okay, if I have a permit anywhere, can I park in the core of campus after 4 p.m.? So there's lots of different ways of doing it. We just wanted to expand the hours to decrease the confusion. But that's something that I've talked to USG about and others, that we can continue discussions around those things. And so I keep going back to this as a proposal. You know, these are all things that we want to talk about. We were doing it to try to prevent students from getting citations and to make things cleaner, but it's up for discussion.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we have, actually.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
Thanks.
of course. Service workers in the Los Angeles Unified School District have entered the second day of a 3-day strike. Hundreds of campuses are closed, leaving 500,000 students out of school. The Service Employees International Union, Local 99, represents 30,000 Los Angeles school custodians, cafeteria workers, bus drivers, and other support staff. The union is demanding equitable wage increases, more full-time work, respectful treatment, and increased staffing levels for improved student services. The Los Angeles Unified School District, which is responsible for negotiations, allegedly broke a confidentiality agreement with the SEIU. According to the union's executive director, Max Arias, the school district leaked details of an upcoming negotiation with the media.
All schools across LAUSD will be closed tomorrow. We've run out of time. I made myself available alongside my team for hours today, hoping that we would in fact be able to have a conversation.
March 20th marked the 20th anniversary of the United States invasion of Iraq. An international coalition led by U.S. military forces overthrew Iraqi President Saddam Hussein. Although Baghdad, Iraq's capital, was taken in little over a month, America occupied Iraq for 8 years. The Iraq War was largely based on unsubstantiated claims that Iraqi President Saddam Hussein possessed weapons of mass destruction. Coalition forces never found such weapons after occupying Iraq for nearly a decade.
When America is serious, America puts boots on the ground, and America sends its sons and daughters into harm's way, into the dirt and the dark.
In the ensuing bloodshed, over 100,000 Iraqi civilians and over 4,000 American military personnel were killed. Thanks for being with us. This has been Newsbreak. We'll see you tomorrow.